Hello, John Mutchler here, and it has to be the nicest day of the year that we've had so far. And I was recently approached by one of our community leaders who asked me, someone that I really respect, asked me if I would put together some short videos related to the subject of our city's budget process for 2021 that's being done right now in light of the new realities of our COVID-19 world. I said I'd be glad to do that. In fact, I'm going to share my perspective on other subjects that are related to City of Ferndale business from my perspective. And what perspective is that? Well, I was a city council member for 6 years. I served as Ferndale's mayor for 4 years. And even though I am an outsider, I have no official position with the city whatsoever. I'm an outsider with an insider's perspective that I believe will be helpful to you as you watch. And so I want to thank you for doing that today. We are in a COVID-19 era, which has impacted how we live our lives, do our jobs, but also how we conduct our government. Think about the impact that COVID-19 has had on our basic First Amendment rights. The right to practice our religion has changed drastically. The right to assemble peacefully, that's in the First Amendment, to peacefully assemble. That's been changed quite a bit in light of social distancing. And by the way, can I say this with all due respect? There is no right to riot. There's a right to assemble peacefully, you bet. But there's no right to riot, to gather together, to break things, to start fires, to hurt people. No such right. And so we're Ferndale, we don't do things like that. Can we agree upon that? We will protest, we will assemble and speak our mind peacefully. But there's also the right to address our government for the redress of grievances. That simply means we should be able to freely speak to our government about things that we think are right and definitely things that we think are wrong. And for decades, we used to go down to council chambers on 2nd Avenue and Vista, sit in a council meeting, and at appropriate times, we could speak face to face with our council. We haven't been able to do that for months. You can go to meetings online. They are 5 o'clock apparently. The new time is 5 o'clock on Mondays. The first and third Mondays, I should say, unless it's a holiday Monday, and there are a lot of those federal Monday holidays, and it gets moved to Tuesday. 5 o'clock, there's a link so you can watch online, but you really can't participate the way we used to be able to do that. Of course, you can email your city council. And here's the email address. It's citycouncil@cityofferndale.org, or you can write a letter and drop it off at City Hall or drop it in the post office. It'll just simply be to City Council, City Hall, City of Ferndale, 98248, and it will most likely get there pretty quick. And I'm going to tell you a secret. My personal opinion, I think you get a little extra attention, maybe just a little bit, if it's a snail mail, because we don't get many. I never got very many letters in the mail. It was always emails, almost always emails. So if you want to just be a little different, little secret there, put it in the mailbox and see what happens, okay? But do speak to your council. Your council loves to hear from you. This council is especially open and especially receptive. That's been my experience when I've written to the city council on matters. For the most part, most of them get back to me, but go ahead and approach them that way. I also want to note the rules here on this, these videos and these postings. This is meant to be a courteous, thoughtful, friendly, civil conversation. After all, we are Ferndale. If you want to be toxic, rude, angry, or just nasty, I'm not interested. This is not the place for you. And I think most people watching these videos want a civil and thoughtful conversations on the issues that we're going to bring forth here. And so I want to remind you, I am not the official voice of the City of Ferndale. That's Riley Sweeney. Riley is the outstanding communications officer for the city that keeps our website current and posts Facebook posts that we need to see, and also produces some fantastic videos for us. That's Mr. Sweeney. That is not my job. I do not have an official voice, but I am sharing my perspective and exercising my First Amendment right. Here's another right, the right of free speech through these videos. And so there are a number of subjects coming up to your city council, local government that I'm going to speak about. And again, I think I maybe have a unique former insider's perspective on these things, on the budget, on utilities, water, sewer, storm, on traffic, on the growth that's taking place in our community. And if you have some subjects that you'd like me to address, go ahead and reach out to me and I will do the best I can. I want to thank you for watching this first introductory video. We'll be looking at the city's budget and other things coming up, but here's to a great Ferndale future, and we will see you next time.